the given how we feel, or just show we feel about landmarking or not landmarking, in that case, the caboose, there's not much purpose for a probable cause for this, because I don't think it'd be likely it would be found to be landmarked.
And the two of them together is, again, confusing with the proximity of the two, so.
I have nothing to add.
And again, I think I just want to stress to the applicants, I wholeheartedly believe that the stories of the past are what connect us to our future, and that Louisville really prides that so deeply, and that all the stories that were told tonight about this whole process are wonderful and inspiring in so many ways.
All right, good evening. Today is November
Recording in progress.
Today is November 17th, 2025, and this is the Historic Preservation Commission. And we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Here.
Commissioner Anderson,
Here.
Commissioner Beauchamp.
He's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Commissioner Berg.
She's online. She said she's here in the meeting.
Okay.
Do you see her?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
here. Commissioner Keller,
Here.
Commissioner Whidden,
Here.
Commissioner Wilt.
Here.
Thank you. All right, our agenda this evening. Does anyone have any changes? Otherwise, we can have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve this, this agenda.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, any public comments that are not on our agenda this evening? Do we have anyone online besides Commissioner Berg? Okay, thank you. And seeing none, we'll move on to our probable cause determination for 908 Garfield Avenue. We'll have a staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Jess Daniels, Senior Planner, and the first item is a probable cause case at 908 Garfield Avenue. This property is located at the intersection of Walnut Street and Garfield Ave. As a refresher, determining probable cause is how the HPC approves grants for historic structure assessments. The landmarking criteria is used to evaluate probable cause requests, and HSA grants cover up to $7,500 for residential properties, which is the subject of this case. So these photos show minimal changes to the exterior over time between the 1948 Boulder County Assessor Card and present-day images of the property. The homeowner has made numerous improvements to the house, including re-siding in 2020, new roof, new accessory structure at the rear, a basement finish, and kitchen remodel, among some other building permit records that were on file. The home is listed in the 100 Architectural Inventories Paleo West survey as a minimal traditional form architectural type home. These homes were common just before World War II until the ranch form became the dominant type in the 1950s. And the property at 908 Garfield shares similar traits to this architectural type, including its one-story, small boxy form with few architectural details. So in analyzing the landmark criteria, the property is approximately 73 years old. constructed around 1952. It's maintained its original building footprint from 1952, as well as its architectural form, which is the minimal traditional form. And it has social significance associated with early Louisville residents who became prominent business owners, as well as involvement in some significant cultural and social events in the community, including a murder trial and a plane crash. So as the property meets the landmark criteria, staff recommend finding probable cause and approving a grant of up to $7,500 towards a historic structure assessment. So that concludes the staff presentation. I'm available for questions, and there won't be an applicant presentation.
Are there any questions for staff on this one?
No.
All right, and you said the applicant is not here tonight? Oh, no presentation, that's fine. All right, any public comment on this property? All right, we'll bring it back for discussion. And is Chrissy all good to go online? I just want to make sure she can hear us and see us and everything, or, yeah, okay, thank you. So I think the age and social history, it's 50 years or older, and it has, there's definitely social history with this property. I don't know if we want to talk about some of the alterations, if any of those have been, but I think that's really the only. And the form, to me, the form, general form, that kind of thing is all, it's mainly just window. And so that would be the only thing that I just want to make sure everyone's in agreement on. But like for the most part, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think with some of the angles of the photos that they provided, things look pretty much on par with where they were previously. Obviously, the window in the front addition entrance area has changed. I mean, that was an additional item on top of the original structure anyway, so you're already looking at that.
Right.
I don't know if I have anything really to object with form or anything going on architecturally with it, no.
Okay.
Could you repeat that?
Hi, Chrissy, can you confirm that you can hear us? Are you able to come off mute? She's been, okay, and we're definitely, you have the, you're unmuted, right, our audio, like last time? Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Chrissy, can you confirm that you can hear us? So I think you have a quorum without her, so you might want to just, if she can join,
Okay.
we can try, and if somebody wants to text her
I'm doing that right
to
now.
confirm, thank you.
Yep.
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's the key, yep.
All right. We unmuted ourselves, so.
Oh, yep, I can hear you.
So Chrissy, could you hear the staff report?
No, sorry, I was trying to figure out it was my end, but I think it was your end. I didn't hear the staff report.
Okay, so so the commission is deliberating on the probable cause. So if you have any questions, if you read the staff report, you're probably up to speed. But if you have any specific questions, and then you can join the deliberation now that you can hear.
Okay, thank you. I did read the staff report, so I'll just pick up here.
Thank you.
And there was not an applicant presentation, so you didn't miss that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Did you have any comments on this property?
No, I think it meets our criteria for all the different criteria. So I think it's a good candidate.
Okay, and that's basically what we had just said, so sorry you missed it.
That's okay. Thank you for letting me in.
All right,
I agree. I like everything about it. That looks like the type of house that we definitely want to dig into deeper, and I would support it.
okay.
I feel the same way. I think it's very straightforward.
Anybody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve probable cause for 908 Garfield Avenue.
I'll second.
And can we do a roll call, please?
Commissioner Wilt,
Yes.
Commissioner Whidden,
Yes.
Commissioner Keller,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Berg,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson.
Yes.
All right. Then our next item is a public hearing for 728 Grant Avenue. This is for a landmark designation, alteration certificate, and grant request, and we'll have a staff report.
Okay, so the next case is a landmark designation, alteration certificate, and grant request for 728 Grant Ave, located at the intersection between Pine Street and Grant Avenue. So to summarize, along with landmark designation, the applicant's requesting an alteration certificate to rehabilitate the existing porch and second-story deck, along with the historic preservation grant for up to $40,000. So these photos show the conditions over time of the property from 1948 to present. The porch and second-story deck has been altered, but the current condition is consistent with the style and form that contribute to the historic character of the home. The home meets the landmark criteria as it's approximately 121 years old, and it was constructed in 1904. It's identified as a target to landmark in the Stories in Place report, and it's noted as a rare example of a Dutch colonial revival style and considered to be the best example in the city of Louisville. It's maintained its architectural style and footprint, and its social significance is associated with residents who lived in the home and participated in the mining industry. So for the alteration certificate request, the following scope of work is included in this, and there's also a construction document in the packet as well. So the alteration certificate would be to demolish the entire front porch, including the concrete base, rebuild the balcony to match the existing style, including new railings, decking, and the second floor structure, removing and replacing the existing posts and covered porch, installing flashing to prevent moisture at the front of the house, painting to match the existing porch, balcony, and siding, I believe, as well, replace rotted trim around the windows in the front of the house, and replace upper storm door to protect the historic door on the second floor, and carpentry is required to seal the upper door frame. So the grant request table that was included in the staff report is to the right. The total cost of the project, and it's broken down by category in the table, is $85,576. And most of these expenses were eligible, so staff recommend up to $40,000 for the grant request. So to summarize, staff recommend approval of resolution number 13, which is recommending approval to City Council of the landmark at 728 Grant Avenue. There was a name in the report, Unger House, but after communicating with the property owner, we're going to look for another name for the home, so that's TBD currently. Staff also recommend approval of resolution number 14, approving the alteration certificate, and approval of resolution number 15, series 2025, for the grant in the amount of up to $40,000. And just as a note, the city council item would go in the new year, so the property owner would be eligible for the new updates, assuming that our grant program is approved in December. Okay, that concludes my presentation. The applicant is here but does not have a presentation as well. So if you have any questions, I'm available.
Any questions for staff?
I think the one question I had is, it seemed like, from what you just said, the concrete base was supposed to be demolished, and then I thought I read somewhere else in here that it was just being cut out where the new piers were being poured.
I understood the whole thing was being replaced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the civil engineer's report, is that he does not trust the existing concrete.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? All right.
No.
Any public comments on this property? All right, we'll bring it back for just, oh, if you just come up to the mic, yep, it's kind of official. If you'll state your name and, if you state your name and city of residence for the record. Hold on, I don't think your mic's on. They're gonna check it real quick, sorry. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. My name's Kate Lohman, and I live at 705 Grant Street, right across the street. And I just want to say, as a community member, that it's important to me that we really help restore some of the older buildings in our community. I think that's what makes Louisville special, is all of the older homes, and I give so much credit to those people who do buy a house and keep it in shape, and even to sometimes their regret, where they'd like to have something modern, but they keep it just for the count for this city. And we have a lot of new modern houses coming in. I'm not real crazy about that, but they are a nice complement. But I really think we need to keep the balance going with our older homes. That's all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? All right, we'll bring it back for discussion. The commission.
I like tonight's agenda. It's nice when they're easy ones. This is
Yeah.
another property that looks to me like every box that I looked at, I was checking it off. Built in 1904, Paleo West identified it as a property to target for historic preservation. The Dutch colonial revival style is so rare. I don't know, has it ever been found out, is it actually the only one in Louisville of that style? I read in one of the reports that they thought maybe a study out of CU was thinking it was.
There might be a couple other ones, but this is the only one that's been surveyed.
It's the only one that's been surveyed. Yeah, and it's very cool looking. I mean, it looks like it's still in nice shape. It's still in the original location in a historic area. The addition on it was more than 50 years ago. So to me, this is another very easy one that I would support.
Yeah, I would agree with Tolbert. Looks like a great candidate.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It was fun to read about, and it's nice to see something that represents a unique architectural style in the town, so.
So should we vote on this section by section? Just do the grant or the landmark first? Or can we do them all at one time or?
So you can, I think you can do them all at once if somebody wants to make a motion to adopt all three.
Okay,
I know in the past, we've separated them out, but I think
yeah.
we can now do them together.
So do we want to parcel these out 3 at a time, or do we want to talk about each one and then just do one vote for all 3 items?
Open either way.
Yeah, well, let's just talk through them and we'll vote once, just since we don't get to do that very often. All right, so it sounds like for landmark designation, we all agree that meets the 3 all the criteria, but mainly the age, architectural integrity, and social history. Okay, so the alteration certificate would just be for the porch and second porch.
Right.
And that would be a matching grant, 85 total, 40 that we would contribute.
Right.
Any,
The question that came up for me was, again, the porch and the railing in particular not being necessarily part of the original structure, I have no problem with it. It's still part of the history and everything with it. But that being said, typically with something like this, it would be a like-for-like type of replacement, and this one does have a metal railing going on the upper portion that is not the like-for-like. So I think it's just worth discussing anyways,
For sure.
as a group.
As long as you, sure, as long as you state your name and city and have the mic on.
It should have a green light that'll glow as soon as you push the button on it.
That's different than ours.
Okay. I say there's two buttons, and it's like
Yeah.
which, one could set off something. I'm Ann Wise. I live at 728 Grant Avenue. I've owned that house since 1999. One of the things I want to point out is our HSA, I think something happened where it went sideways in that he is saying that the porch is an addition. It is not an addition. It is in photos dating back to the 1920 photo. And then I found a photo today that I sent Jess that was dated between 1904 and 1927, and that porch is there
That
and that. So I think
second-
it's,
the second one.
yeah, and it didn't have a railing. The railing is, and I think that was what happened, is that he meant to say that the railing was an addition as opposed to the actual porch. So you to have, the door was there. The door's in every picture of the front of the house. So apparently you could walk out the door and be on a roof without a railing. So times have changed. So that's that clarification. And then the drawings you have are actually not likely to be the final ones that we use in pertaining to the railing. We're gonna probably do a wood railing again, and have it basically look just like it does. And the other thing that didn't make it into Jess's presentation, and it might, I don't know if it's in the scope of work or not, there are corbels on the front of the house, and we are planning to save all of those. And if they can't be saved, there is a mill in Denver area that can reproduce them. Because when we did our addition, there are new ones, and they replaced one or two at the time of the addition. So I think that's it for what I have to say now, and I'm happy to answer any other questions that come up.
Would you be okay if we said that we would prefer the wooden railings? Like,
Oh,
would
that's
that
fine.
be?
Yeah, it was, part of it was just trying to figure out how to reduce the maintenance, and, that's just wood rots. So we have discovered, because, as I was telling Kate, that, like since we've owned the house, we've replaced 2 of the 3 pillars on that porch, and we've done several rounds of trying to shore up that decking material and painting it in marine paint, and everyone had an opinion on what, and none of it really seems to have worked. It's just old and needs to go. So
Fair enough.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, even just seeing some of the older ones, it as far as the railing up there, it looked like it had, the picket, but why am I drawing a blank here?
Lattice.
The lattice type setup even up there. So it's not like it was a huge hang up, but I just felt like it was something to be talked
No,
about.
that's good.
I think that was the biggest thing that I had noticed kind of going through all of the information provided was, again, the railing associated. I get everything else, shoring it up, making it livable, getting proper drainage. Everything seems to play out well to
Okay.
me otherwise.
Anything else about the actual alteration itself?
So just so I'm clear on this, are we saying we're requesting that they go back to the older style lattice on the upper deck, or the spindles that are?
I would think the spindles, but I would just say that whatever the final selection is, well, that's a question. I guess I'd leave it open.
Which, excuse, Can we ask you a question? Which one were you referring to when you said you think you're going to go back to wood? The spindle, like you have there now, or
Right,
the lattice
yes.
style?
The spindles. So
If you, and sorry, if you don't mind coming up to the mic again, I'm sorry. We're just recorded.
We're thinking the spindles. We are waiting on another set of plans that has been slow in coming because the builder is concerned about the building cost and he doesn't want to give us a quote, 4 months, 6 months out from when the actual construction is going to occur. And so we're expecting the new drawings to include a wooden railing. It's just these drawings were done, I don't know what the date is, they're like 2023. We've been thinking about this a long time. And it was just sort of a, how do we have a railing up there that meets code that, we're not out there painting every other year, kind of thing.
So when you refer to the lattice, is there?
So the
There's a
historic
photo.
pictures.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right
It's
now.
not, yeah, I found it.
Yeah,
Here.
it's not, I don't think the best look for the house, but,
Yeah, 70 or 80s photo.
That's 70s
Yeah.
or 80s.
I don't
that's-
know.
Okay, so it would be the spindles.
that would be the spindles that you see now,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh, I see.
It's on page 64.
Yeah.
If you're in the
Good
PDF.
catch on the metal. I
Yeah.
hadn't caught that when I was first looking at the picture.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would not have any issue with the alteration certificate, given that
Right,
our discussion so far.
okay.
I don't know if anybody else would.
So we're good with the,
Yeah, I agree.
okay. All right, and so then the grant request.
Can I ask a quick question on that? You had mentioned potentially requiring wood. Is that a condition? I mean, I know you haven't made a motion yet. Are you intended to provide a condition of approval that it be wood, or are you willing to have flexibility on final material as long as it looks the same?
I would think that if it's a condition that it's wood as is existing or brought back, brought to at least a subcommittee or something of that sort for approval, does that work or not?
For a change in material like that. Okay, so I think we can do an alteration certificate if it changes.
Okay.
Yeah, or a subcommittee alteration
Yeah,
certificate,
that's-
yeah.
it would just be if it was outside of that, then
Right.
Yes.
coming back in for a smaller subcommittee item that's quicker and easier.
So you intend to do a condition that it's wood, but if they come back, they can go to a
The
subcommittee?
condition, I mean, I think, it sounds like they're playing on that anyway, but it'd probably be,
And is the condition just wood or wood spindle style,
right,
like
Wood
the
spindle
ones that are
style.
currently? You're back.
I actually have a question for Rob. With the new fire hardening codes, I mean, can we do wood? I mean, that was kind of one of the questions
Yeah.
that we've gone back and forth on of that.
Attached.
also, you know,
That's a
would-
good question. The fire hardening code does not allow wood railings. However, landmark
it's
historic
landmarked, that's
structures are
right.
exempt.
Okay.
So you can do wood, if you complete the landmarking,
Okay.
then you could do wood ultimately.
Yeah, there's been, there's different products out there that look like the wood,
right,
that are
that's what I
not
was
the
gonna
wood, and I don't know, I mean, plastic burns too, so I'm a little, it's just sort of like, whether that's truly better or not, I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but that was one of
Yeah,
my
the-
questions too. So yeah, the railing is still kind of, we are definitely leaning more toward just having it rebuilt to look just like it does.
yeah, and I think if there's products that look architecturally similar but are different products, I think we would be open to that,
Okay. Yeah,
but maybe with review, just to make sure that we're on the same page.
The
But,
current spec was for, I think, redwood or cedar, maybe. I'm not sure which one he was going with.
Probably cedar.
so.
Yeah, I think it's a good point that we could allow some other kind of composite or substrate that's not wood, as long as it has that wood look and it gives the same feeling of the historic
do you feel like
spindle
that's
look.
possible? I mean, that's, so maybe not.
Sure. I would just say if it's outside of the wood, then just come back in for a
Okay.
subcommittee.
Yeah.
If it's altered from that is how
Okay.
I would put it, if it were me.
Sure. So it sounds like we want to do a condition that we're doing the wood spindles, basically in like,
And,
unless there's something that they want to
yeah.
possibly have a subcommittee look at. Okay. All right, and so then for the grant request, I think the total was 85,000. And then we would have the matching, we would do the 40. So that seemed pretty straightforward.
It was the 40 plus the 5 that they're already allowed, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right,
For like the bonus. Yeah.
exactly.
I don't know that I have any objection to that.
Okay. All right. So this is resolution 13, 14, and 15 of 2025. And we should make sure that we include that condition. So if everyone wants to do this doozy.
I'd make a motion to approve 728 grants request for landmark designation and alteration certificate with the stipulation that the railing on the upper deck are either wood or similar product to the existing spindle type. If there is any deviation from that, it would have to come back for a second review. And I would finalize the motion with approval for the full request for $40,000 in the grant money. With the homeowners matching funds, of course.
And just to be clear, the second review could go to subcommittee is the intent.
Yes, it could go
Instead
to
of public
subcommittee
hearing.
if there is a
Okay.
deviation from the wood that we're looking for.
From the wood spindles, yep.
I'll second.
All right, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Wilt,
Yes.
Commissioner Whidden,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Berg,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley.
Yes. Christy, I didn't even ask you about anything, sorry.
That's okay. I think this is a great candidate for landmarking. I think everything in the alteration certificate is in line with the HSA, and I think the grant is great. So
Thank
we're
you.
good.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Keller.
Yes.
Did I get everyone?
Yes, I think that was everybody.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so thank you for coming, and the staff will be in touch, or you can be in touch with staff as far as next steps. So, yeah.
Thanks for
Looking forward
bringing
to
it.
seeing that
you.
project completed. All right, that ends our public hearing. Our next item is our grant program update. With a draft resolution, we'll have a presentation from staff.
Okay, this item is a continuation of our grant program update discussion. So just as a little refresher, this is a work plan item for 2025, and staff recommended an approach for updating the program at the August 18th meeting and received some feedback from the HPC, which was incorporated into the draft resolution and brought back at the October 20th meeting last month. And at this meeting, the HPC requested 2 draft options of the resolution and also some additional information for staff to provide. So that information included research on the number of properties that have requested grants who have been landmarked, broken down by the 2 resolutions. So the prior resolution, number 2, series 2012, where property owners were eligible for up to $5,000. 12 of the 36 properties that landmarked between 2010 and 2018 have not requested grants. In considering the rules that govern the resolution, all of these properties are ineligible, as those deadlines occurred between July 2018 and 2020. And then under the current resolution, number 17, series 2019, where property owners could request up to $40,000, 26 of 27 landmark properties, and just to clarify, I'm only talking about residential properties, So 26 of those 27 between 2019 to current have requested and approved grant funds. There's only been one that has not requested funding, and they're still within their eligibility period. So in your packet are 2 draft resolution options. The first option adds clarification under Section 12E that properties landmarked prior to the resolution in effect that have never received grants may request a grant for up to 25% of the current resolution incentive amounts, limited to Tier 1, so that would not be exceptional or extraordinary circumstances. That was the direction you gave staff at the last meeting. So the fiscal impact of this would be $26,250 per property. And as a reminder, there were 12 properties that could be eligible to request this funding. So that total would be $315,000. The other option 2 is adding a provision under Section 12A for staff to provide a 6 to 9 month courtesy notice to owners of landmark properties for upcoming grant request deadlines. So just saying that staff would remind people that their time is approaching. There were some other requested changes you'd asked staff to incorporate into the resolution. So this was clarifying Section 12C that the timeline extension request can only be for work not started or completed, and requests under previous resolutions will be referred to the full commission at a public hearing. And the last change was adding a new exceptional circumstances language criteria for the applicant to demonstrate a gap in funding under Section 7 F4 of the new resolution. So for the staff recommendation, staff do not recommend option 1, which would give property owners the opportunity to come back and request up to 25% of the new incentive limits. And there's a number of reasons why. First, it's not a fiscally responsible use of historic preservation funds due to inconsistency with our adopted resolutions, including the deadlines for requesting grants, in contradiction with the intent of the program and the fund, which is to incentivize landmarking. It may reduce opportunities to incentivize future property owners to landmark. And there, just as a reminder, there are anticipated to be 6 residential and 2 commercial applications in the next 6 months. So awarding money for older landmark properties takes away from the opportunity to landmark new properties. There's also some challenges for staff and the HPC to review grant requests with outdated or even non-existent historic structure assessments. There's also the consideration of fairness to property owners who did apply for funds within the grant deadlines. So a lot of those property owners that I mentioned, I think there were 7 out of 12, received $5,000. So giving people the opportunity to apply for upwards of $20,000 might not be fair to those property owners. Also, capacity for both staff and the HPC to consider 12 new potential grant application cases in addition to our current and anticipated caseload, and then just issues with future use of the fund and managing the fund by allowing this option. And as mentioned, the fiscal impact of this option 1 is $315,000. So for those reasons, staff recommend option 2, which includes that new administrative procedure for staff to notify property owners of their upcoming grant deadline and give them a 6 to 9 month courtesy notice. So staff recommend that the HPC approve the resolution attached, recommending to City Council adoption of proposed option 2 to update the Historic Preservation Fund incentives. And this option has an impact of $0. City Council could consider the resolution as early as December 16th, 2025. So that's the end of my presentation, if you have any questions.
Any questions for staff?
The note about 12C clarifying that people can't go back and ask for funds for work that's already been completed or is in process. So am I understanding correctly, then that would mean that option 1 would not apply to the circumstance that kind of sparked this conversation?
That's correct, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Yeah, I think the numbers are really helpful just to see like how many people, how many homeowners actually used it versus not. So, because it looks like there's a pretty large percentage that are taking advantage of it within that time frame. So I think that's what we are most worried about. And if that's not really the case, then that puts me at ease, I think. So thanks for looking at that.
I think it was beneficial to see those as well.
Yeah. And then you said 7 of the 12 got the $5,000.
And the other ones got more under,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So everyone got something,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
But this would be substantially more.
Right.
So that, you know,
Right.
could trigger them to come back as well. I
Right.
just wanted to point that out.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So basically, we need to decide if we want to do option 1 or option 2, which is either the 25% or what staff is recommending is just the courtesy notice for that.
We're just talking about that right now, and not talking about the upgraded amounts, or the upgraded amounts are already in stone, and that's not a question.
You already decided on the updated amounts? Yeah.
That's already in.
Yeah, these were just the 2 remaining things that you weren't sure about.
A related question. At one point, there was a $15,000 grant for limiting the scale and mass. Is that something that's just totally gone away? And the addition,
New construction grant?
New
Oh.
construction of historic. And I don't see it anymore. I don't see it in our language.
We still have the new construction grant for both residential and commercial properties.
Construction grant, but in addition to the matching fund grant, at one point, there was a $15,000 straight, not requiring a match, a grant for limiting the size and mass.
So we still have it. It's as proposed in this resolution, it's for residential, it's a $20,000 matching grant under the proposal.
It's a $20,000 matched grant now instead of the $15,000 no match required.
Yeah, was it no match required under the existing
I might
resolution?
have to check my,
And when I did mine at 908, and I haven't seen it since. I know.
So yeah, I'll look up the existing resolution, but the proposal is a $20,000 matching grant for new construction. And I can't remember, but if you're certain that the existing resolution is non-matching, I think it
That's
might.
why I don't know if that existing, the resolution that existed, I made a copy of mine from when it had been. If that's still,
So we've upped the amount from 15 to 20,000. And then there's a question of whether it's a matching
or
grant
not.
currently,
Okay.
but as proposed, it's a matching grant. And I'll look up the existing resolution if that's relevant to the deliberation.
I think you'd be hard pressed if you're doing new construction and not hit that $20,000 mark
Right.
pretty quickly. For the matching grant is my best guess.
yeah, it was, the resolution I was talking about, I'll read this, whereas the resolution approved a grant in the amount of what mine was, and in addition, preserve portions of the structure and a $15,000 to limit the mass and scale of new construction is set forth in Exhibit A, which I don't have that exhibit with me, but it was an additional, so I'm just,
Yeah, so.
I'm getting confused.
Yeah, that was so the 2019 resolution that allowed $15,000 was a matching grant. So yours was a matching grant. It may not be clearly stated in your resolution, but under the resolution that you received your grant under, it was required to be a matching grant. So we're not changing that with this proposal. We're just upping the amount that's allowed from 15 to
From
20,000.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. And the other question I had, when we're looking at the residential grant amounts, as they're put here, these amounts that were set are already set. Maybe it's just a type error, but I'm coming up with 135,000 total in grant funds for residential. And it says 136,000 on here, and I couldn't make the math work to that, so I'm just seeing $1,000 discrepancy on the total number. That's what I want to
Okay, we'll double check. It was intended to be 136.
It's intended to be 136? Yeah, so somewhere something's not jiving because it doesn't reach that.
Okay, we'll double check that.
So as far as the two options for the grant expirations, what are we thinking for those? Which one of those? Either the 25% or the courtesy notice?
And I should probably lead this off because I think I was the big one pushing to go and allow something, and we talked a lot about how we could do that. After further deliberation and reading, scratch that thought. I agree with staff's recommendation that it would put too much onus on the fund itself and the intention of the fund to be able to come back and all the can of worms that could open. It would just not be fair. I think was the biggest thing is trying to keep this equitable and fair for everybody over the course of the years. They know what the rules are when they get into it. They know what the rules are as the years are going by. If we're adding now that staff is going to take it upon themselves to notify me run out of time if you don't use this, I think that's about as much as we can be asked to do. We just can't do everything for everybody.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think as a minimum, notifying the owners of their time running out is a great option.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that sounds practical, and it helps moving forward to avoid folks not being able to utilize funds, so.
And I think having the tangible numbers of exactly how it's been working, I think shows that we're doing fine as far as people having access to it when they need it. And so I don't think it's an issue based on the numbers. So, Chrissy, do you have anything up to this point about any of this?
No, I along the lines of the same reasoning as everybody there.
Okay. So it sounds like we'll go with the courtesy. And will they be notified like by email or mail, or like what's the process going to be?
That's a great question. We could do both, or if you prefer one or the other.
Yeah.
I'd probably say both
I would
if we
probably say
could, just
both.
because one person might not check their email and versus mail or whatever else it is with that. Doesn't seem like it's a big ask.
Yeah, I think we should add that to the resolution then and say that we will notify
Okay.
them by email and
And
just
email.
for continuity, put it in the resolution as a condition when you make a motion.
Okay. That's good. And then what was, can you put the slide back up of what else? Because it was the coming back, or the,
Option B.
do what?
Option B.
Well, we did that.
The other changes?
Yeah, this one, because we need to make sure these two are. So the top one is work that has not started, extension for process for, can only be for work not started or completed.
But we're agreeing we're not extending the timeline, right? So that's not relevant.
That's correct.
Yeah.
For those property owners
Right.
previous to the current resolution.
Yeah. Just to make sure everyone is good with those as well.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So can we, in our proposal, can we just say draft that we approve the draft resolution in general, if we don't have to go into super specifics.
No,
And
no,
then just with that condition of, that we're doing mail and email for courtesy notice. So any other discussion or questions before we, Chrissy, are you good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Do you want to make a motion?
Can we make a motion just to approve option 2? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve option 2 with the stipulation that folks are notified by mail and by email.
I'll second.
And do we need to add the other 2 things as well, or is that all
they're already
included?
both in the resolutions.
Okay, great. That's great. Okay. So we got a second. All right, we'll do a roll call, please.
Okay. Commissioner Wooden,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Berg,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Keller,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilt.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, and then we have our work plan and subcommittee updates.
All right, so the first item, we're on track to bring the resolution back to council, or to council, on December 16th of this year. And then in terms of our subcommittees, the online map for landmark properties, that subcommittee's Josh and Linda, if you want to provide an update.
Yeah, we met probably 2 weeks ago and just kind of went over where things were at this point, and it seems like it would be good to sit down with somebody at the city and just see kind of it's been cooked well enough in a few different areas. I think it's worth getting in front of somebody and just seeing what our options are to go forward with it before spending much more time on it.
Okay, sounds good. I'll follow up with you and we can set something up.
We can do that outside.
Okay.
Yep.
Josh has done a lot of really good work on this, so it's really visually interesting and would be really beneficial, I think. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, the next subcommittee is the Old Town Walking Tour, and that's Sloan and Linda.
And do you want to meet after the holidays?
Sure.
And we can regroup on
Yeah,
that heading
that's
into the
great.
spring.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. The updated brochure flyer, I don't think there's much update.
I was just going to ask you if you have any insight on time. We applied for a grant. But
Yeah, that'll be probably a January start date for that.
I think we're in a holding pattern, I guess, for now. So
Okay, great. And then the events are complete for this year, so that's all for this item.
The events, we haven't met, we haven't seen any reason for doing any more right now in this season, so unless, Chrissy, you've done something behind the scenes that I don't know.
I have not.
All right, so I think we're on hold right now. We have a lot coming in front of us, it sounds like.
can I ask a question that's sort of tangentially related maybe to events? Do we ever have a relationship with like the BVSD regarding curriculum around historic preservation?
Not that I know of.
We haven't done anything that specific, although we do have Coal Creek Elementary students come every year and we talk about urban planning and we often talk about historic preservation with the kids. We do a little
I
bit.
was
thing
chaperoning
with
a
them.
field trip
Okay.
and heard some interesting content.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So I think one thing what might be nice to do, and maybe I can work on it with Marty as part of the updated brochures, make like a 1-pager like fact sheet that's elementary school appropriate, so that when teachers are planning these little local field trips, that they have accurate information about the program.
Curious. That's good insight.
All right, and for staff updates, there were 2 alteration certificates approved at the subcommittee level. The first was for 509 Lafarge Avenue for residing of a garage, and 741 Lincoln Avenue for a new accessory dwelling unit. And then the next Historic Preservation Commission meeting is December 15th at 6:30.
right, thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, what about our property sale? Has that, what's the,
So, yeah, the closing is scheduled for Monday of next week. I think that's the 24th. So everything is on track for the resale. And then tomorrow night, City Council would landmark the property so we get all that recorded before the sale to transfer the property.
Can I ask a question about that? Are we paying any real estate commission or anything? I know that the deal was for like the same amount, but
Yeah, no, yeah, we didn't work with the realtor, so there's no realtor fees.
great.
all right. Any updates from commission members?
Yeah, actually, I have one thing. I just wanted clarification from staff, because my memory is, I can't remember exactly, but I attended a planning commission meeting last week, and one of the contentious items was a electronic sign for the Arts Center on Grant Avenue. And one of the commission members asked them if they had spoken to the Historic Preservation Commission, let them know that they were going to put an electronic sign up. And the gal that was speaking, I don't remember her name, but she said that it was brought up in front of us about the electrical. I don't recall them saying it was an electrical sign that did not fit a historic property.
Yeah, you know, I noticed that too. I think she might have been confused about
Embellished?
that. No, I think she was confused about the Historical Commission instead of
okay.
the Historic Preservation Commission.
Well, we were requested
Okay.
in subcommittee to approve the addition of an exterior electrical outlet on the
Outlet, yeah.
building.
Oh, that's what she was talking about.
So
Yeah,
that's
she didn't
pro-
understand I don't think she was trying to be deceptive. I think she didn't understand the process.
Yeah,
She's our events manager for the city, and I just think she didn't understand the process and tried to answer the question without really knowing what the question was.
Okay, I'll take that. Just that there was the vast majority of the public was against it, and there was almost a mob out front of the city hall here. So it was not a,
It's just another day at Planning
it's
Commission.
another day of planning, yeah. Thank God I don't work there. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I was gonna let everyone know that I am not reapplying this year. So I know. So my 3-year term is over. This will be 13 years
Wow.
that I've been on the commission. So I am, yeah. So next month will be my last meeting. So, yeah, of course, yeah. So, hopefully we'll have as many applicants as we did last year, and we can go from there. So I've very much enjoyed my time, and I feel good about leaving the commission in this place. I think we have really good commissioners, and yeah, so I just wanted to let you know.
You've been a good leader.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I think you guys will do just fine. But thanks. So, yeah. All right, anything else?
I have a question. I don't know if it's anything we can answer or not. I noticed that there's work going on at the Empire Restaurant, and I know at one point there was talk about Historic Pres being approached for alterations or some kind of assistance. Has there been anything?
We're not aware of any work going on there. To our knowledge, it's still for sale. They're still trying to sell it to a new owner. So if there's some work going on there, we're not aware.
Yeah, not just going by there and people told me, oh, what's happening? You know, did it sell? The sign's down and there's worker stuff inside you can see in the windows now. So the sign has been removed. It's the for sale and for lease sign. And I peeked in there today because I've had a couple people inquire if I knew anything. I said no, but there is obviously some work going on.
That'd be really great news, other than they probably don't have a building permit, but
Yeah,
we can deal with it.
Well, I don't think
But
it's
if
work.
it was
per-
sold, that'd
yeah.
be really great,
It's
great
not
news.
work of any significance that would
Yeah.
require a permit. It's like some things looking, shelves being moved around and things being pulled out and stuff. So like maybe getting it cleaned up, who knows what's going on.
More of activity. Than work.
Activity, that's, yes. Good.
I would also like to say that I am due and up to re-up as well. Currently, I would not apply again for another 3-year stint. If there was a shorter stint and there wasn't a sufficient number of applicants, I could be talked into that, but.
We're going to find another architect.
I know.
We still have Marty
Yeah, that's true.
So
to find another.
that's kind of where I left it at that point. I wasn't willing to commit to another 3-year stint, but we'll see. I've never heard anything back out of that.
I will mention, we believe there's only one applicant specifically for the HPC at this point.
Oh, wow.
With the applications closed. So, and we do need a certain number of field experts in historic preservation. So if you know of anybody, so I think you are probably the best recruiters. So if you know of anybody, especially in the field of architecture, historic preservation, or something similar, if you can mention that, we will probably need more applicants.
Okay.
And we might try to talk you into it, and you could just resign after a year or two or whatever's comfortable. So we might bug you.
Can you remind me what the qualifications are for field experts?
I believe it was just a professional.
So it's I don't know the exact language, but it is you're supposed to be a profession that you're supposed to have a profession with experience in historic preservation. So it could be someone with an actual historic preservation degree, landscape architecture, planning, maybe even a history degree.
I think
Yeah.
because of my museum background.
Museum, yeah. So there's a broad range. I don't know how specific it is. And so it is part of our certified local government. We are supposed to meet a minimum number. So that's part of their check every year.
Right.
And it's just helpful,
It's very helpful,
yeah.
for sure.
If I can speak for a moment, I was hoping to do this in person, but I also will not be serving on the commission in January of 2026. I've very much enjoyed being on the commission for these past several years, but won't be able to do so moving forward. So there is only one applicant, it sounds like. In terms of our criteria for professionals, when I did a review of the bylaws on the subcommittee with my other commissioner, Gary Dunlap, last year, we did find that although it is recommended that we have those professionals and in certain numbers, that the commission itself can waive those as needed or desired. So just some food for thought there.
Is that specific to CL, or is that different?
I don't know the details. I'll have to come back. I know I thought it was a CLG requirement, but they're probably pretty flexible because I'm sure most communities struggle to get the number. So I don't know how specific it is to CLG.
Yeah.
But in any case, it's not a huge worry. But if you're out there recruiting, it would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Rob, just a clarifying question. So the deadline for community members to apply was, I believe, in early November. Could applicants, if some people on the commission were to go recruiting, could community members still apply even though formally it's closed because there would be open seats?
Yes, I think because we're going to have 3 vacancies and we only have 1 applicant, I think we could talk to the city clerk about sneaking in additional applications if needed. I think it's going to be necessary. I don't know how the timing would work. City council does have a very formal process, so it might happen post interviews, just speculating on how they'd want to do it. But I wouldn't worry about it. If you have someone interested, have them contact us or the city clerk, and we'll talk to the city clerk and just let her know that we have 3 vacancies and we're actively recruiting. So if she gets any applications, we'll figure out how to process them.
So then, if we're down to 4 members going forward in next year, do we operate as a 4-person board and a quorum is 2.5?
So I think 4 makes a quorum, according to your bylaws, without reading them. So everything would have to pass by 3 votes. So you'd have to have a simple majority, would be 3 out
Okay,
of
so
the
we
4.
could continue on going
Yep.
with 4 people and,
Yeah, you can continue business with 4. So nobody can miss any meetings.
Right? Or you just have to be on.
yeah.
Pass the chair at somebody.
Really?
Yeah, I have faith that it'll all be great. So we'll find good people. And we have good people.
Do
so
the members have to be Louisville residents?
Yeah.
Cross that one off my list.
All right, any other updates? And if not, we can make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right, good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
But that also gave us time to think about, hey, what could we do?